today's video, we're going to work on this remastering cat test 3. So this is our third test. So it is little bit difficult than earlier one. So we're going to recreate by using remastering method. So for this, I have created this tree and have explained how to create this tree in my previous video. Please go and check. So let's create a references. So I'm going to define the reference geometric set and create one center point over here. Click on the middle point, click preview and convert to coordinate to remove the dependency on the input part. Okay, then create a lines, point and direction. Okay, direction will be X, the value should be 300, mirror extend. Okay, then again create one another line, direction will be Y 300. Okay, then create another line, direction will be Z. So here we created three lines. Now we have to create a reference surfaces by using a extrude. So I'm going to use extrude to create a references. I'm going to use direction Y. Yes. Now here I'm going to change the color for easy understandment of which one is reference and which one is surface. So the other one on reference I'm going to hide each one by one. I don't require lines now, so I'm going to hide lines also. Okay. Now I will simplify how I'm going to create this part. So this surface is top. So first I'm going to create this top. Okay, after creating the top, I'm going to create the surface for the side faces like this one, two, and three. These are my side faces. And the third one is going to create the bottom surfaces. The bottom surfaces are one and two. So let's focus on top. So I'm going to create the basic surface for top. So I'm going to define here and insert one GS by the name of top. So I'm going to insert GS here. No. Okay. Going to the properties and renaming its name the top. Okay. So for the top, you can choose the extrude 3 or I'm going to just on which extrude I require extrude 3. Yes, so extrude 3 is perfectly matching with our one face, so I'm going to use the offset command and put it down the value is 0. So here you're able to see I use the offset 0 and match perfectly with our input part, so I'm going to hide that. Okay, from reference surface to the top, how much distance is 30, so I'm going to use offset command again and create a second surface by using 30. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now just one surface is remaining to create in the top. So the surface is this. So I'm going to use the angle between this and this. So here you are able to see the angle is 135, or you can 180 minus 135. So you are able to get the angle is something around 45. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just unhide the lines. So because we have created the lines here one by one. So I required line 2 because I'm going to create a sweep here. So I'm going to use the sweep command and going to choose the property type second in which there is subtype. So I'm using with draft direction. Going to select the curve and choose the direction. So I'm going to choose direction over here Z because the angle is in Z direction. So we are going to choose arrow and put down the its value 45. Okay. Now here you have to choose the arrow precisely because it's depend in uh, which angular element you require. So I'm going to put the value 50 50. or maybe I require more, so I'm going to increase the length 1 and length 2, 100, 100. So here, now you can check whether it's from this surface to the second surface. So angle is 0, but here is a distance which is 11.716. I'm going to copy this distance, okay, and unhiding the sweep again and just creating the one offset. Direction is reverse. I'm going to put the value by Control V and I'm going to hide the surface. So here you are able to see the we have created three surface which perfectly matching with our top. Okay, so I'm going to hide the line again and the point because we don't require it. So I'm going to hide the extrude 3. So here I'm going to define on basic trims. So I'm going to define here and going to on the offsets which we have created early. Okay, so you are able to see here. So we have created the base, then side, then angle one, and then top one. So I'm going to use the trim operation one by one. So first I'm going to trim selecting the offset, then the angular one offset, then going to click OK. So here is how this L is created. Now I'm going to unhide the offset, the top offset. Now I'm going to use the again trim operation. For here I'm going to use the trim operation first and then the offset. I'm going to click OK. So you are able to see our top is completed. Now I'm going to hide this trim operation which we have done. So our top face is done. Now we have to created the surface for the side faces 1, 2 and 3. So here again I'm going to unhide our references here. Now I'm going to hide the sweep one by one here, here. So I have to create this sweep 1, 2, 3. So for this, I don't require this references. I just require one line which is in the x direction. So I'm going to choose which line I have created. Yes. So this line we have created. So I'm going to just check the angle from this to this. How much angle is there? 90 plus 10 is equal to 100. So the 10 angle is there. So here I'm going to again insert the GS in which in basic surface. So I have to define the basic surface, insert GS in which basic surfaces. So I'm just going to click over there. No, okay. Going to the right click over here, going to the properties. And now here I'm going to use side face. So I have renamed the geometric set, which is a side face. Now use the same sweep, going to the profile type second, selecting the subtype with draft direction, selecting the guide curve, providing the draft direction. So here I am using the draft direction Z. Okay, and angle is 10 because we have measured earlier. And by looking like here, you are able to see we required this angle. So the sweep angle is perfectly matching with our what we required. So 10 is done, and 100 mm, 100 mm is also okay for us right now. So I'm going to you check the distance from here to here. Is our angle is matching? Yes, definitely. And what is distance here? 78.785. So I'm going to just copy, Control C. I'm going to click cancel over here. Okay, and then using the offset. So just check its arrow. So I'm going to reverse the arrow and put it down the value here, Control V, and going to click OK. So you are able to see this is perfectly matching with our one side. Now I'm going to create for the side 2. So, okay, for here I need to measure the angle again, whether it is change or is it same. So I'm going to use measure tool. So here is also the angle is same. So I'm going to use the same method over here also, going to the sweep. Okay, selecting the direction instead. But here I need to change its arrow. Earlier it's this. Now I'm going to shift to the second one. Clicking on the preview. Okay, going to measure value from this to this because I have to create offset. The value is again same. Okay, if you want, you can use a symmetry operation here, but for the simplicity to for your easy understanding, I'm just doing it again and again. Okay, I'm going to. So you're able to see this is also perfectly matching for the side 2. I'm going to hide this. Okay, now I have to create a surface for this side, which is highlighted the face. Now I don't require this because I required this line to create a sweep over here. So I'm going to hide this and I'm hiding the line 3. No, we don't require line 3. We required line 1. No, line 1 also not there. We require line 2. So here I have to create another sweep. For this also I need to measure the angle between this and this. So here is also same, the 10 degree. I am going to create a surface by using sweep. Again going to use Z. So here you are able to see which direction we require. We required this direction. So I'm going to change its arrow. Okay. Now here the same thing we have to do. Going to measure from here to here. How much distance is there? 82.164. Going to copy this value. Okay, and creating one offset. It will be identical. So this is how our all three surfaces are matching with each other. Now I'm not going to create a trim operation for 1, 2, 3 because I need to create a surface for bottom also. So I'm going to insert the GS set again. Select no. Okay. Now here provide the bottom. Yes. Now I have to create a bottom surface here again. So just going to check is there is any surface with angle 0. So I can just create a easy offset. Yes, here you are able to see the angle is 0. So I can use the reference extrude 3. Okay, now I have to just select the offset value from here to here. The offset value is 20. I'm going to put offset value 20 and then our one surface is again created. Just reverse the direction. Click here 20. Select the OK. Going to hide the reference surface. So you are able to see this surface is perfectly matching with our input part. Now what we have to do, we have to create a this face. For this face I'm going to unhide the line. Yes, this line is required. I'm going to check the angle from this face. So here is you able to see the angle is 10. But if you here is the angle is 10. So I'm going to use the sweep, selecting the line. So if you select the direction is Z, then your angle will be a 80. And if you select the direction is X, the angle will be a 10. So I'm going to show you how it's done. So if you select the angle is the direction is X, then 10 will be a perfect match for it, perfect match for this face. But if you're selecting the Z, then you're able to see 10 is not okay for you. So you have to 90 minus 10. So the angle will be 80. Preview. Just change its arrow and then select the preview. Okay, for here you may need to change its length. So I'm going to put 200 and 200. Okay, now I'm going to measure the offset value. So here from this face. So angle is perfectly matching, and we have to just create one another offset. So just unhide the sweep, put down the value, reversing its direction, control V, and then okay, and hide and hide. So you are able to see this is also perfectly matching with our input part. So I'm going to unhide the bottom. So right now I'm going to create a bottom. We have already created the top trim. Now I'm going to create a trim for the bottom face. So selecting the trim command, selecting offset 8, then offset 7, just click OK. So here you are able to see the bottom is completely created, but I forgot to define over here. So I'm going to right click over here, just change the geometric set and selecting the basic trim and split and select no. So I'm going to click OK. So you're able to see I just shift this trim into a bottom one. So uh, by unhiding this trim too, so this is our top and this is our bottom. So you're able to see there is a gap between top and bottom. So we need to trim our surfaces. So here is a one assembly see, here is a trimming sequence you need to follow. Okay, first I'm going to represent by using a sketch method and then going to show you on a practical. Okay, so here able to see this is our top and we have created the bottom also. So first we going to select this face and this face for our trimming with the top. So I'm going to unhide this. This is our top. Okay. Now I am going to unhide the side face. So this is one our side face. So we going to use trim operation over there. So define inverse for the trim set. Selecting the trim to and the side face. So this one is okay. Now again for the side 2 I'm going to the side faces, unhide the offset 5, defining the basic trim and split. Okay, using the trims command, selecting the trim 4 and then offset 5 and then clicking OK. So this is perfectly done. This is okay. Okay. And you are able to see I'm not going to trim the third side face because for here the trimming sequence is a little bit changed. If I if I going to trim over here, okay, the third side face also. So here I'm going to show you uh, what's wrong between what's wrong if I choose choose to trim with the side face offset 6. So here I selected the offset 6. I'm going to click over here. Okay, done. So you're able to see if I'm going to use the trim for with the bottom, I'm not getting this bottom face. Okay, so that's why what we don't need to trim with this side face of offset 6. So we are going to use we are going to trim this offset 6 with our last operation. So no need for that. I'm going to now I'm going to trim the top with our bottom one first. So here I am selecting the top, here is selecting the bottom. Now our last operation offset 6 I'm going to unhide. Now we are going to trim our main surface with our offset 6 and I'm going to click OK. So you are able to see here how we change our trimming sequence according to our situation, and you are able to see we perfectly match the all and each face. Just one face is remaining and the face is chamfer one. Okay, so here we going to uh, check how can we match this chamfer face with our body. Okay, so here I'm going to insert one geometric set in basic trim and split. Click here OK and select the no and click OK here. I'm going to change the geometric set name, which is a chamfer. Okay, and just change its name to the chamfer. Now here is a one small trick you can use in your cat test. So first, but make sure you have to use the same method which I have to. Okay, select the extract, select this face, and click OK. It what it done if I just created this extract, but it created dependency on your input part. So make sure you have to delete that after we achieve our points. So I'm going to untrim this. Here is one untrim command. I'm going to use untrim and click here on the extract and click OK. Okay, so our extract is now on trim. I'm going to hide this extract. Okay, I'm going to extrapolate the surface and trim. I'm going to click here curvature. We require curvature. So put down the value 50 and make it 120. Now unhide the our trim. So you're able to see this is after unhide. We don't use we don't have to use this extra pole. Actually, we require the points over here. So I'm going to use intersect option. Select the intersect, select the edge, select the face. Okay. Repeat this again. Select the edge, select the face. Okay. Okay. Then select the edge, select the face. Okay. I'm going to now hide this. We just require distance from here to here. How much required? 80. So I'm going to double click and okay. So here is we require 80. So I'm going to hide this. Create one new point. Selecting on curve. Down the value array is okay. So I'm going to change distance on curve and putting the value here is 80. Okay. Now from here to here, how much we required? I don't know. So I'm going to measure 30. Okay. And from here to here is also 30. So I don't require from chamfer to intersect, so I'm going to delete this all because it created dependency on input part. Okay, I have deleted. I just want to know the distance what they have created to create a chamfer. So I got those distance. So that's why I deleted this. So this is a trick to instead of trial error, you can use this trick to get easily how they created the chamfer by using which distance. So I'm going to use here the circle definition, selecting the circle tool, clicking the OK, using the fill over here, selecting the fill for the circle, clicking OK. Now defining the basic trim and splits using trim method, selecting main base surface, main surface, and then fill. Just clicking on the other side. OK. I don't require this circle and point, so I'm going to unhide it. Okay. So it's done. Now it's time to our basic fillets. I'm going to unhide our input part. So here I'm going to unhide the input part. So you are able to see we are perfectly matching the chamfer face also. Okay. So now it's time for the fillet. So I'm going to provide the fillet over here first. So for that I need to hide our base. So I'm going to measure the fillet so by using measure tool. So here is 500. What about this? This one is also 500. So this one is 40 and this one is 40. I am going to remember which fillets I have measured. So I'm going to put the value there. So I'm going to select the edge fillet. So here is 500. The second one is also 500. Okay. Here I have measured that time it's 40. So and the fourth one is also 40. So I'm going to. So here you're able to see all our four fillets are perfectly matching. Now it's time to measure these fillets. So how much is this? So this one is 10. Okay. And how much is this? So this one is also 10.